My name is Mrs. Naomi Arthur Taino, and I'm a lecturer here at the Nurses Training College Home. I teach psychiatric nursing, I teach entrepreneurship, and then I teach medical nursing. The actual cause is not clear, it's not known, but there are some contributing factors that trigger the condition. It is not actually accepted in the American Psychiatric Association as a condition. Factors that contribute maybe, especially in our tertiary sector, peer pressure, sometimes frustration with previous relationships, sometimes curiosity, and so on and so forth. And I believe that it actually starts from the secondary school level, sometimes as low as the JHS levels, and then it graduates to the tertiary. So those who find themselves indulging in homosexuality, it's not fresh in the tertiary. It started some way back. Homosexuality would say that it has to do with same-sex or same-gender sexual activity. So, a female wanting to lie with another female, or a male wanting to have sexual activity with another male. It has effect on your academics, it had an effect on your relationship, current relationship, and then in the future. Most females who indulge in lesbianism don't have that feeling to go ahead with another male, especially in the near future when they have to marry, and it brings a lot of issues. And so I'm pretty sure, and I'm also in my own small way doing something to help such a situation. I think that one thing we are doing that is not right is attacking them. You know, we have to accept them whatever the situation is, just as we learned in our part of nursing, that no matter the race, educational background, you should accept your patients whatever they bring to you. And so with these people, sometimes it's not their wish to still be in it. It's an addiction, and addiction is something that is quite difficult to get out of. Sometimes they find themselves being bonded by some occultic power, by some spirituality. Medicine or nursing does not believe in spiritual powers being a part of our conditions, but here research shows that some part of spirituality or some part of occultic power binds them, and so it's difficult for them to come out of such situation. What we would have to do is constant counseling. But how do we even identify them? That's another thing. There are many out there who are not willing. Some will come to you and would want to talk about it. Most of them are also not willing because of the stigma, because of the embarrassment that it will come with. And so they are not willing to come out. But I'm sure that when we get the few who come out, who express the willingness to stop, constant education, constant counseling, one-on-one, we call something psychotherapy. It's a therapy that deals with the mind. So one-on-one, you talk to the person, and there's something we call behavior modification therapy. So you modify the person's behavior, and that is done by a psychologist. I would say that it's not easy for an ordinary person to help a homosexual come out, because if you are not careful, you yourself might find yourself a victim. Drug addicts, homosexuality, drug addiction, they have something in common. It all becomes addiction. There's some form of addiction in both of them. Drug addiction comes about when an individual constantly, repeatedly takes in some form of substance. It could be any drug taken in. We say that one commonly abused substance is alcohol. Most of us take alcohol for various reasons. Some of us take it to boost our appetite for food, especially when you have a good fufu with some palm nut soup or some light soup with beautiful meat decorated on it. You would love to boost your appetite with a little of some alcohol. Sometimes during social programs such as our float, our week celebrations and so on and so forth, individuals would like to boost their morale with a little appetizer, and so little by little you get used to the drug and it's difficult for you to come out of it. Alcohol, we say, depresses your central nervous system. Alcohol is one factor that causes or triggers a condition, a psychotic condition in individuals to come out. And so little by little you can take alcohol and even come out psychotic. It means that you can have a mental condition. As an individual, I'm sure that it will be quite difficult for my voice to be heard. But I'm sure when lots of people come together, especially on campus, when we come together and lift up a voice, it will be heard out there better than an individual speaking against it. I'm sure this kind of problem is worrying a lot of people. It worries our studies because most individuals who engage in this kind of menace would have to constantly visit their partners to be satisfied, and so won't even have time for their books. And you can imagine the number of or the kind of people we are training for the country. So I believe that if we come together as a people, we can speak out to government to do something about it. At least some laws can be set, or some forms of help can be set, instituted as rules or some regulations that will help solve this menace, I'm sure. And I'm sure that in our own small ways, even as churches and as teachers, we can preach against it, especially whilst teaching. We can also call them in. We should not shun them. We should not shy away from them, but we should call them to ourselves and then speak to them. I'm sure little by little we'll get there and we'll eradicate this thing called homosexuality. Some of them who don't indulge in the sexual act even end up masturbating. Others end up exhibiting what we call exhibitionism. They expose their genitals for others to see and then they gain gratification. Others end up practicing cunnilingus, that is licking the vagina of others, which is also not a good stuff for us all. I'm sure that little by little this thing will find a solution. Recently I spoke to ICY, which is also a very, very, very inspiring group, and I'm sure little by little together we'll come up with something to eradicate this. I believe in it, and I believe that it's possible together. Thank you, Honorable CEO Meshach. I'm very grateful, and thank you to the crew. God bless you.